Introduction Overview of Emotional Intelligence. Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ by Daniel Goleman is a groundbreaking work that explores the concept of emotional intelligence EI or EQ and its profound impact on human behavior, relationships, and success. Goleman argues that while IQ may play a role in one's intellectual capabilities, EQ is crucial for handling interpersonal relationships, self-awareness, motivation, and empathy. The book emphasizes that emotional intelligence is just as important, if not more so, than traditional intelligence in determining personal and professional success. Goleman presents 5 key components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, and demonstrates how these skills can be nurtured to enhance personal and societal well-being. Chapter 1: What Are Emotions For? In this chapter, Goleman lays the foundation by explaining the role of emotions in human evolution. Emotions serve as a survival mechanism, providing quick reactions to challenges or opportunities. However, in modern life, emotions often clash with rational thinking. Key concepts. 1. The biological purpose of emotions. Emotions are a response mechanism that helped humans survive in the wild. They prompt quick action without deliberation. 2. Emotion versus rationality. The emotional brain limbic system often conflicts with the rational brain neocortex, which leads to irrational decisions when emotions overpower logic. Important quotes. In a very real sense, we have 2 minds, one that thinks and one that feels. Key lessons. Understanding the biological basis of emotions helps explain why people sometimes act irrationally. Awareness of this internal battle can improve emotional regulation. Chapter 2: Anatomy of an Emotional Hijacking. Goleman introduces the concept of emotional hijacking, where the emotional brain overtakes rational thinking. This often leads to regrettable actions and decisions. He emphasizes the importance of controlling this hijacking through emotional intelligence. Key concepts. 1. Amygdala's role. The amygdala, part of the emotional brain, triggers an immediate emotional response when it perceives a threat, bypassing rational thought. 2. Emotional hijack. When the amygdala takes over, rational thinking is suspended, and emotional outbursts occur. Important quotes. The emotional mind is far quicker than the rational mind, springing into action without pausing even a moment to consider what it is doing. Key lessons. Recognizing the signs of an emotional hijack allows individuals to pause and regain control, leading to better decision-making in high-stress situations. Chapter 3: The Nature of Emotional Intelligence. In this chapter, Goleman introduces the 5 components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These are the cornerstones of understanding and managing emotions effectively. Key concepts. 1. Self-awareness. The ability to recognize and understand one's emotions and how they affect thoughts and behaviors. 2. Self-regulation. The ability to control impulsive feelings and behaviors, managing emotions in healthy ways. 3. Motivation. Being driven to achieve for the sake of achievement, beyond external rewards. 4. Empathy. The ability to understand the emotions of others, leading to better interpersonal relationships. 5. Social skills. Managing relationships to move people in desired directions. Important quotes. If your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you are not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are not going to get very far. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is a skill set that can be developed and mastered. By focusing on each component, individuals can enhance their emotional and social well-being. Chapter 4: Emotional Intelligence Applied. This chapter explains how emotional intelligence affects different aspects of life, from personal relationships to professional success. Goleman highlights that individuals with higher emotional intelligence tend to be more successful, not necessarily due to their cognitive abilities, but because of their social and emotional skills. Key concepts. 1. Emotional intelligence in leadership. Leaders who possess high emotional intelligence are more effective because they inspire and motivate others. 2. Interpersonal relationships. Emotional intelligence is key to building and maintaining strong relationships. 3. Conflict resolution. High EQ individuals manage conflicts effectively by recognizing and addressing emotions constructively. Important quotes. The most effective leaders are alike in one crucial way: they all have a high degree of what has come to be known as emotional intelligence. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is essential for leadership, effective communication, and conflict resolution. Developing these skills is crucial for both personal and professional growth. Chapter 5: The Social Arts. In this chapter, Goleman explores the concept of social intelligence, a subcomponent of emotional intelligence that deals with social interactions. He emphasizes that understanding social cues and effectively communicating are essential for success in both personal and professional life. Key concepts. 1. Social intelligence, the ability to navigate social complexities and build meaningful relationships. 2. Empathy in action. Practicing empathy in social interactions leads to deeper connections and trust. Important quotes. Empathy, after all, is what allows us to feel someone else's pain. Key lessons. Cultivating social intelligence is critical for effective communication and meaningful relationships. Empathy is the foundation of all human connections. Chapter 6: Managing Emotional Outbursts. This chapter delves into the strategies for managing emotions, especially when they spiral out of control. Goleman offers practical techniques for emotional regulation and emphasizes the importance of self-awareness in preventing emotional outbursts. Key concepts. 1. Emotional regulation techniques for calming oneself and preventing impulsive actions, such as deep breathing, reframing thoughts, and mindfulness. 2. Emotional self-awareness, understanding triggers for emotional outbursts and recognizing patterns in behavior. Important quotes. The ability to manage one's emotions is essential to success in life. Key lessons. Emotional outbursts can damage relationships and professional reputations. Learning how to manage emotions in stressful situations is a valuable life skill. Chapter 7: The Roots of Empathy. In this chapter, Goleman focuses on empathy, which he considers one of the most important aspects of emotional intelligence. Empathy allows people to connect with others, understand their emotions, and respond appropriately. Goleman traces empathy's origins to the brain's neural circuits and explains its evolutionary significance. Key concepts. 1. Empathy's biological basis. Mirror neurons in the brain help individuals automatically mimic and understand others' emotions. These neurons play a critical role in social bonding. 2. Types of empathy. Cognitive empathy, understanding what another person feels, and emotional empathy, feeling what the other person feels. Both types are essential for effective relationships. 3. Development of empathy. Empathy develops in childhood and is shaped by early relationships with caregivers. Important quotes. Empathy represents the foundation skill for all the social competencies important for work. When we focus on others, our world expands. Our own problems drift to the periphery of the mind and seem smaller, and we increase our capacity for connection. Key lessons. Empathy is essential for understanding others and building deeper connections. Developing empathy through active listening and emotional engagement is key to nurturing strong relationships in both personal and professional settings. Chapter 8: The Emotional Brain. This chapter provides a detailed look at the neurobiological aspects of emotional intelligence, particularly focusing on how the brain processes emotions. Goleman describes the interactions between the brain's emotional limbic and rational neocortex centers, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a balance between the two. Key concepts. 1. The limbic system, the emotional brain, includes the amygdala, which plays a key role in processing emotions such as fear and anger. 2. Neocortex's role. The neocortex, particularly the prefrontal cortex, regulates emotional impulses and enables rational thought. 3. Emotional balance. Emotional intelligence involves maintaining balance between these two brain systems, allowing emotions to inform rational decision-making without overpowering it. Important quotes. Feelings are not simply the icing on the cake of reason, they are the cake itself. The emotional brain responds to an event more quickly than the thinking brain. Key lessons. Understanding the brain structure and how emotions are processed helps in managing responses to stressful situations. Strengthening the rational brain's ability to regulate emotions can lead to better decision-making and emotional well-being. Chapter 9. Emotional literacy. Goleman introduces the concept of emotional literacy, the ability to recognize, understand, and express emotions clearly. He argues that emotional literacy is as important as traditional literacy and should be taught from an early age to foster emotionally intelligent individuals. Key concepts. 1. The importance of emotional vocabulary. Developing a rich emotional vocabulary allows individuals to accurately express and communicate their feelings. 2. Teaching emotional literacy. Goleman advocates for incorporating emotional education into school curricula, as it helps children learn to manage their emotions and develop empathy. Important quotes. Emotional literacy is a crucial skill for individuals to navigate relationships and professional life effectively. People who cannot name their emotions cannot manage them. Key lessons. Emotional literacy is fundamental to personal growth and communication. By teaching children and adults to name and manage their emotions, society can cultivate more emotionally intelligent individuals who can thrive in social and professional environments. Chapter 10. Managing emotions in relationships. In this chapter, Goleman explores how emotional intelligence plays a vital role in relationships, particularly romantic and familial ones. He emphasizes that managing emotions within relationships is key to maintaining harmony and preventing conflicts. Key concepts. 1. Emotional contagion. Emotions are contagious. Partners in a relationship can influence each other's emotional states, which can either strengthen or weaken the relationship. 2. Conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence enables individuals to resolve conflicts constructively by recognizing and addressing underlying emotions. Important quotes. In relationships, emotional intelligence is the constant, invisible force that either draws people together or drives them apart. Couples with high emotional intelligence argue less because they understand the emotional undercurrents of their disagreements. Key lessons. Managing emotions in relationships requires empathy, emotional regulation, and clear communication. By practicing these skills, individuals can foster stronger, healthier relationships. Chapter 11. The cost of emotional ignorance. This chapter outlines the consequences of ignoring or failing to manage emotions, both on an individual and societal level. Goleman discusses the rise of emotional problems such as depression, anxiety, and stress-related disorders, which he attributes to a lack of emotional intelligence. Key concepts. 1. Emotional problems in society. The rise of mental health issues can often be traced back to emotional mismanagement, including the inability to cope with stress and emotional neglect in upbringing. 2. The cost of low EQ in organizations and workplaces. Employees with low emotional intelligence are more likely to engage in destructive behaviors such as poor teamwork, unethical actions, and miscommunication. Important quotes. The cost of emotional ignorance is seen in stress-related illnesses, broken relationships, and the rise of antisocial behavior. In the business world, emotional intelligence is often the key factor that separates successful leaders from those who struggle. Key lessons. The failure to address emotional intelligence can lead to long-term consequences for individuals, organizations, and society. Promoting emotional education and well-being is crucial for preventing these negative outcomes. Chapter 12, Raising Emotionally Intelligent Children. In this chapter, Goleman emphasizes the importance of teaching emotional intelligence to children. He argues that the foundations of emotional intelligence are laid in childhood and that parents and educators play a crucial role in helping children develop the skills to manage their emotions effectively. Key concepts. 1. Parental influence. Parents who model emotional intelligence help their children develop similar skills. Emotional coaching, rather than emotional dismissiveness, fosters growth. 2. Building resilience. Emotionally intelligent children are more resilient in the face of adversity because they learn how to handle stress and negative emotions in healthy ways. Important quotes. Parents who dismiss their children's emotions, telling them to toughen up or stop crying, are inadvertently teaching them emotional illiteracy. Children who are taught to understand and regulate their emotions become adults who are better equipped to navigate life's challenges. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence starts at home. By practicing emotional coaching, parents can raise emotionally resilient children who are better prepared for the social and emotional demands of adulthood. Chapter 13, The Emotionally Intelligent Workplace. Goleman discusses the importance of emotional intelligence in the workplace, showing how it contributes to improved teamwork, leadership, and employee satisfaction. He emphasizes that emotionally intelligent leaders inspire loyalty, trust, and higher performance. Key concepts. 1. Leadership and EQ. Emotionally intelligent leaders are more successful because they motivate others, manage stress effectively, and create a positive work environment. 2. Team dynamics. Teams with high emotional intelligence collaborate more effectively and resolve conflicts in a constructive manner. 3. Workplace well-being. Companies that promote emotional intelligence see improvements in employee well-being, engagement, and retention. Important quotes. Leaders with high emotional intelligence inspire and engage their teams in ways that leaders with only cognitive intelligence cannot. Emotional intelligence is the foundation for critical skills such as communication, empathy, and teamwork. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is key to building a positive and productive work environment. Organizations that prioritize EQ in leadership and team dynamics see enhanced performance and employee satisfaction. Chapter 14, Mind and Medicine. This chapter focuses on the connection between emotional intelligence and physical health. Goleman highlights research showing that emotionally intelligent individuals tend to be healthier because they manage stress more effectively and engage in behaviors that promote well-being. Key concepts. 1. Stress and health. Chronic stress, driven by poor emotional regulation, can lead to physical illnesses such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and weakened immune systems. 2. Emotional intelligence in medicine. Healthcare professionals with high EQ are better able to connect with patients, providing more compassionate care, which leads to improved health outcomes. Important quotes. The link between emotions and health is so strong that our emotional habits can be seen as key determinants of our physical well-being. Emotionally intelligent doctors not only provide better care, but they also improve their patients' chances of recovery. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence has a direct impact on physical health. Managing emotions effectively reduces stress, promotes healthier behaviors, and can even improve healthcare outcomes. Chapter 15, Emotional Intelligence in Education. In this chapter, Goleman discusses how emotional intelligence can be integrated into the education system to create emotionally intelligent students. He emphasizes that teaching emotional skills can enhance academic performance and better prepare students for life. Key concepts. 1. Social-emotional learning SEL programs aim to teach students emotional awareness, regulation, and interpersonal skills alongside traditional academic subjects. These programs have been shown to improve students' emotional and academic outcomes. 2. Academic and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence contributes to academic success by helping students manage stress, build positive relationships, and stay motivated. Important quotes. Preparing children to handle their emotions is as important as helping them master academic subjects. Children who are emotionally literate perform better academically because they are more focused, motivated, and less distracted by emotional turmoil. Key lessons. Schools that incorporate emotional intelligence training into their curricula foster more well-rounded, resilient, and successful students. Emotional learning should be prioritized alongside academic instruction. Chapter 16: Emotional Intelligence and Relationships. Goleman explores how emotional intelligence is vital for building and maintaining healthy relationships, whether personal or professional. He delves into the importance of emotional attunement, which allows individuals to connect on a deeper emotional level. Key concepts. 1. Emotional attunement. This refers to being in sync with another person's emotions, allowing for a deeper emotional connection and more effective communication. 2. Emotional intelligence in personal relationships. Empathy, self-regulation, and emotional awareness are key to forming long-lasting, healthy relationships. Important quotes. The ability to recognize and manage your emotions is the foundation for building meaningful and lasting relationships. Emotional intelligence fosters deeper connections by encouraging understanding, compassion, and patience. Key lessons. Strong relationships are built on emotional intelligence. Understanding and responding to one's emotions and those of others help individuals forge deeper, more fulfilling connections. Chapter 17: Optimism and Motivation. This chapter discusses the role of optimism and self-motivation in emotional intelligence. Goleman argues that emotional intelligence is not just about controlling negative emotions, but also about fostering positive ones such as hope, optimism, and motivation. Key concepts. 1. Optimism and emotional intelligence. Optimistic individuals tend to have higher emotional intelligence because they can maintain a positive outlook even in challenging situations. 2. Self-motivation. Emotionally intelligent individuals are driven by internal goals and values rather than external rewards. This internal drive helps them overcome obstacles and stay committed to their goals. Important quotes. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. People with high emotional intelligence are more likely to be motivated by their own inner vision and values, which keeps them focused on their long-term goals. Key lessons. Optimism and motivation are critical components of emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent individuals maintain a hopeful outlook and are driven by internal values, helping them to achieve their goals. Chapter 18: Emotional Intelligence and Leadership. Goleman discusses the crucial role of emotional intelligence in leadership. Leaders who exhibit high emotional intelligence are better at managing teams, resolving conflicts, and inspiring others to follow them. Emotional intelligence, Goleman argues, is a defining factor that sets great leaders apart. Key concepts. 1. The role of EQ in leadership. Leaders with high emotional intelligence inspire trust, loyalty, and motivation among their teams. They are skilled in managing their own emotions and understanding the emotions of others. 2. Leadership styles and EQ. Emotionally intelligent leaders are flexible in their leadership styles, adapting to different situations and individuals by using empathy and emotional awareness. Important quotes. Great leaders move us. They inspire the best in us by leading with their hearts as well as their heads. Leadership is not domination, but the art of persuading people to work toward a common goal. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is essential for effective leadership. Leaders who understand and manage their emotions, as well as the emotions of their team members, foster more productive and harmonious work environments. Chapter 19: Emotional Intelligence and Organizational Culture. In this chapter, Goleman extends the role of emotional intelligence to organizations, emphasizing that companies with emotionally intelligent leaders and employees tend to have healthier cultures and better overall performance. Key concepts. 1. Organizational emotional intelligence. An organization's culture is shaped by the emotional intelligence of its leaders and employees. A positive emotional climate promotes creativity, cooperation, and higher productivity. 2. Workplace collaboration. Emotional intelligence fosters better communication and teamwork, which are crucial for organizational success. Important quotes. An organization's culture is a reflection of the emotional intelligence of its leadership. Emotionally intelligent organizations create environments where people feel valued, respected, and motivated to do their best work. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in shaping organizational culture. Companies that prioritize emotional intelligence foster more engaged, collaborative, and innovative teams. Chapter 20: Emotional Intelligence and Mental Health. Goleman discusses the link between emotional intelligence and mental health, emphasizing how developing emotional intelligence can help individuals manage stress, anxiety, and depression. He explains that emotionally intelligent individuals are better equipped to cope with life's challenges and maintain mental well-being. Key concepts. 1. Stress management. Emotionally intelligent individuals are more resilient in the face of stress because they can regulate their emotions and maintain perspective. 2. Mental health and EQ. Developing emotional intelligence can improve mental health outcomes by fostering healthier coping strategies and reducing emotional distress. Important quotes. Emotional intelligence is a powerful tool for managing mental health. It helps individuals navigate the emotional challenges of life with resilience and grace. Developing emotional intelligence is a proactive step toward improving mental health and well-being. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is closely tied to mental health. By learning to manage emotions effectively, individuals can reduce stress, enhance resilience, and improve their overall well-being. Chapter 21: Emotional Intelligence in Relationships and Marriage. This chapter focuses on the role of emotional intelligence in intimate relationships, particularly marriage. Goleman explains that emotionally intelligent couples are more likely to have successful, long-lasting relationships because they can manage conflicts and understand each other's emotional needs. Key concepts. 1. Emotional intelligence in marriage. Successful marriages are built on emotional intelligence, where both partners are attuned to each other's emotions and can manage conflicts in a constructive way. 2. Conflict management. Emotionally intelligent couples are better at resolving conflicts because they approach problems with empathy and emotional regulation. Important quotes. Emotionally intelligent couples are masters of emotional repair. They know how to manage conflicts without letting them escalate. In relationships, it's not the absence of conflict that makes them work, but the ability to handle conflict in a healthy, emotionally intelligent way. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence is critical for successful long-term relationships. Couples who can manage emotions and resolve conflicts with empathy and understanding are more likely to experience enduring happiness. Chapter 22: The Future of Emotional Intelligence. In the final chapter, Goleman speculates on the future of emotional intelligence and its role in shaping society. He discusses how emotional intelligence will continue to be a crucial skill in personal development, leadership, education, and mental health. Key concepts. 1. The growing importance of EQ. As society becomes more complex, emotional intelligence will be an even more essential skill in navigating personal and professional relationships. 2. Emotional intelligence in a technological world. Goleman emphasizes that as technology changes the way people communicate and work, emotional intelligence will be key to maintaining human connection and empathy. Important quotes. As the world becomes more interconnected, the ability to understand and manage emotions will be more important than ever. In the future, emotional intelligence will be the defining skill that sets successful individuals and organizations apart. Key lessons. Emotional intelligence will continue to play a central role in shaping the future of work, relationships, and personal development. Developing EQ is an investment in both individual success and collective well-being. Conclusion: The power of emotional intelligence. Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman underscores the critical importance of developing and nurturing emotional intelligence in all aspects of life. From personal relationships to professional success, EQ serves as a foundation for a fulfilling, balanced, and resilient life. Goleman's work demonstrates that emotional intelligence is not fixed but can be learned and developed over time, offering everyone the opportunity to improve their emotional and social well-being. Key lessons across the book. 1. Self-awareness. Understanding one's emotions is the first step in emotional intelligence. Being aware of emotional triggers allows individuals to manage their reactions more effectively. 2. Self-regulation. Learning to control impulses and manage emotions in constructive ways leads to better decision-making and healthier relationships. 3. Empathy. The ability to understand and connect with others' emotions fosters stronger personal and professional relationships. 4. Social skills. Emotional intelligence enhances communication, conflict resolution, and leadership, making it an essential skill in social settings. 5. Emotional literacy. Teaching and learning emotional intelligence from a young age sets the stage for success in all areas of life. Goleman's work remains a timeless reminder that the key to personal and professional success lies not just in intellectual ability but in the strength of emotional intelligence.